done in the past to be able to make me stand out from the next driver. Number 1, lighting. Lighting has a big impact on visual representation of you as a driver. Not only that, it can work as dual purpose to make you stick out from the long line of vehicles with riders trying to be picked up. One thing I would recommend not doing is any flashing modules or flashing lights, just because you do have people that are susceptible to seizures and are photosensitive. Number 2, upgraded audio. Next to lighting, this is possibly one of the coolest things that you can do with a vehicle, but make it tasteful. A simple subwoofer that doesn't take up too much room and upgraded mids and highs can be enough to take that experience to the next level with your riders. Number 3, window tint. Now, keeping in mind of the local laws of where you are operating, having a window tint on your vehicle not only gives privacy for the riders, but when you're working during the daytime, does keep the sun off of the riders as well too. Or chargers. Now, not all chargers are the same. Some of them barely put out enough amperage to keep the device charged while it's being used, and some chargers are way overpowered. Just make sure before you install any type of chargers in your vehicle that they work with your device, because if they work with your device, chances are they will work with the other riders' devices. To emphasize on that, charging cables. Now, I am a firm believer in 3-way cables that allow micro USB, USB-C, and Lightning ability to charge any device. With most phones going over to USB-C, this is subjective depending on when you are listening to this, but having the option for multiple chargers on one cable not only tidies up the cable management in your vehicle, but lets the riders know that you're willing to go the extra mile just to make sure that they are covered. Number 6, video monitors and tablets. Now, when it comes to video monitors and tablets, there are companies that do allow you to sign up free for a tablet and allow you to get financial compensation for whenever people use the tablets. When it comes to video monitors, just make sure that if the rider does ask to watch something, that you either have it in stock or are able to stream it over from your phone to the video system to keep the riders happy. Provided, keep in mind, keep it within professionalism and PG-13 at worst. Now, when it comes to tablets, just make sure that that can be an added cost for repair if someone were to either break it or steal said tablet. Replacing a $15 cable is much easier on the wallet than a tablet that's several $100s in some cases. Performance mods. Personally, I don't recommend them, but if it's something that you would like to do, then that's your forte. The vehicle that you're driving, having a nice rumble to it at low speeds can be nice, but if you have a high speed drone, could be excruciating to the rider. Same thing with anything that may make the engine louder than what it should be. It will affect the overall driving experience. Number 8, suspension mods. This can be a touchy one. Whether it be higher or lower, you have to keep all riders in mind. If you go too high, riders with disabilities may not be able to get in a vehicle or be able to get out of a vehicle. If the vehicle's too low, then you have the exact opposite effect where you need to help the rider out of the vehicle after they plop themselves in there. When it comes to static setups, a stiff ride isn't what people are looking for. Genuinely, they're looking for a nice comfy ride to be able to get them from point A to point B. 9. Floor liners. Not floor mats, but actual floor liners. These can help out in so many different ways when it comes to intrusion on dirt or any spills that may happen in the vehicle throughout your course of work. As of the time of this recording, I am a big fan of the 3D brand off Amazon and has worked exceptionally well for me over the years. Only that, they are less expensive than some more high dollar brands such as WeatherTech. Number 10, seat covers. Now, if you would like to protect your seats from any excess dyes that may be on people's clothing or try to save the wear and tear on the vehicle, seat covers are the great way to go. Just make sure to get seat covers that are fitted to your vehicle and don't look too cheap. Ultimately, this is going to provide a quality experience for your rider without sticking out too much. Personal effects and quality of the job items. Sometimes you have personal effects that make your day go by quicker, and adding one of those things can improve your time behind the wheel. Other things are going to be out of necessity, especially when it comes to certain times of the year when it's either cold and flu season, summertime and people are sweaty, or just overall of your health. Here are a few things that I like to use in my vehicle every day to help with day-to-day operations. 1. Air purifier. It may seem like snake oil to some, or even gimmicky, but depending on which one that you purchase, can help out with added debris, dust, and odors in the vehicle. I've been using one for over 3 years now, and I've noticed a big difference between not using the air purifier and using it. Just make sure when you order one that is well worth the price. Not too expensive, not cheap, somewhere in the middle ground. I'm a big fan of the Philips brand. They do have several of them, and depending on your budget and your space limitations, find one that works well for you. Number 2, ozone generator. Now, this one has been a game changer when it comes to overall cleanliness of my vehicle. With the ozone generator, not only does it sanitize the air, but chemically sanitizes the surfaces of your vehicle. That way, if you're not able to do a deep clean every day on your vehicle, you are able to get by between cleanings, and does help out with any odors that may develop in the vehicle, along with any cold bugs that might be going around at that time. Number 3, a good quality phone mount. Most of, if not all, rideshare platforms require you to have a phone mount, which makes sense. If you're the type of driver to drive with a phone in hand, just quit and do something else. Preferably away from the general populace. A good quality phone mount can save you from doing unwarranted things while going down the road, and a properly positioned one will have you not only see the road ahead of you, but with a slight glance be able to see when your next ride or GPS is showing. I've tried different ones over the years, and I found that ones that are dash mounted are the best way to go. But don't put yourself in a financial bind. If you can put away $10 a week towards a decent quality phone mount, that would be the best way to go. Number 4, mascot. This is 100% on you, and I won't judge you if you don't. But having a fun little mascot can bring a little bit of joy in a bad traffic standstill. I have a turtle, and he's stuck on my dash. He's a great little conversation starter, and always fun to look at too. Part 5, budgeting. Financial and time budgeting is important, especially when it comes to rideshare. Here's a personal recommendations that help me do rideshare. Number 1, discount apps and services. Using apps can help out considerably for day-to-day operations. 5 cents here and there adds up to dollars at the end of the month. Number 2, monthly subscriptions. As stated in Vehicle Appearance, using monthly subscriptions can help with operational costs. At $33 a month for a car wash program is significantly cheaper than paying $20 per wash. Number 3, fuel rewards. This is the big one. Depending on your location, most gas stations offer some type of rewards program, whether it be cashback, in-store points, or both. It's a good feeling to grab a snack or drink and not have to pay for it. Number 4, sales promos. Aside from fuel, maintenance is the second biggest cost when doing rideshare. Saving $10 on an oil change is big when you drive as much as I do and do an oil change once a month. Number 5, online deals. When online retailers promote sales events, take advantage of it. If a retailer is offering BOGO deals on something you think will improve your earnings, then hop on it. Number 6, make sure the rides make financial sense. All savings aside, trips are ultimately the biggest factor. If a trip is 30 minutes away and only pays $3, and you have to take tolls to get there, typically that wouldn't be worth it. You have to make sure that the ride pays out and makes financial sense before accepting it. There are multiple ways of looking at how you generate income throughout the day, whether it be per hour rate or by mile basis. When it comes to per mile basis, maintaining a high earnings per mile is ideal, but is not always ideal. When it comes to hourly rate, in my opinion, that's the best way to look at it at the end of the day, because it may seem like a slow day, but with every little trip that does pop up along the way, and you factor in your total earnings divided by the amount of hours you work, sometimes it works out best that way. When it comes to GPS routes, I will always ask the rider if it's okay by them if I go outside of the app's recommended route. Depending on the knowledge of the area and time of day, sometimes taking the highway is going to take more time than it would be to take the surface streets. Just make sure to confirm it with the rider before. Earbuds with riders in the vehicle. Now, I'm sure there's some law preventing you from wearing both earbuds at the same time. Personally, it looks irksome to me. You should have all your focus on the rider and on the traffic ahead. Whatever conversation you may be having with the rider in the vehicle can wait till after the trip. There's no sense of looking tacky while driving a rider around. Driving skills. If you're not comfortable driving on the highways, interstates, toll roads, or in heavy traffic, I would consider doing a different line of work. The road is a very unforgiving place, and with so many drivers on the roads nowadays, I would recommend checking with something else rather than doing rideshare. Language barriers. If you're a master of 2 languages, then great. That's the only time that I would recommend speaking another language with a rider. Unless you have a full comprehension of their native tongue, I would best recommend using either language translation apps or keeping nice gestures to them. Sexual advances. Just don't. If your mind goes automatically to, oh my god, that is a very attractive person, but in a derogatory sense, then please don't do rideshare. There's a lot of people that do rely on rideshare as sole source of transportation, and the last thing they need is to have a driver hassle them. However, if you are going to compliment their appearance, I always recommend going way by hair or nails. There's no sense in going any further than that, and is just creepy if you were to.